Hi guys, and welcome to Pearlcast Solutions channel. I have a question for you all. Have you ever texted someone, waited hours for a response, and told yourself maybe they're just busy? Even after seeing them be unbusy, like you saw them on social media posting on their stories doing absolutely nothing. They were commenting on people's posts online or outside doing whatever may have them, yet and still they were unable to send you a simple text back. Or have you ever gone a whole day, maybe even a few days, waiting to hear back from someone and then convince yourself maybe they just have a lot going on lately, or maybe that's what they try to tell you. But this has been a pattern for months of random replies, disappearing acts, mixed signals, yet you still keep telling yourself this time it's different. Or maybe you have gotten excited about the bare minimum, good morning text because they come so few, or someone finally following through on something they promised you, or having one good day even after having 10 bad ones, or a little effort here, a little consistency over here, or a moment of affection over here, or a compliment there. And because these moments happen so rarely, they start to feel bigger than they actually are. So instead of questioning them, you start questioning yourself. You start thinking, maybe I'm doing too much, maybe I'm being dramatic, or maybe this is just how they are. And I don't think any of those things are an issue. I think the issue is that you have gotten so used to inconsistency that consistency starts to feel unfamiliar. So you start settling for crumbs because you've been so hungry for connection. And when someone is giving you or showing up just once in a while, those moments can feel huge, because in the beginning, inconsistency feels exciting, right? The sudden text, those moments where you get an attention and you start to feel like maybe this is for me. Like, is this my moment? Like, am I loved here? And when someone is giving you just enough attention, just enough effort, just enough affection, it can make you really want to hold on to them, right? Like, you start waiting for the version of them that only shows up sometimes, and after a while you are no longer attached to who they consistently are. You are attached to the rare moments when they become everything that you wanted them to be, and that can keep you stuck. Because what people don't talk about is when inconsistency becomes addictive, because it can. When something you want or need is only available, sometimes your brain starts chasing it, because the unpredictability makes it feel more important, more exciting, and a lot harder to let go of, because you keep hoping that this time you will get what you've been waiting for. And I think it's similar to Pavlov's dog experiment in this case. If you don't know who Pavlov is a scientist who noticed that dogs naturally begin to salivate when presented with food. And so over time, Pavlov began ringing a bell before feeding them, and eventually the dogs began to salivate when hearing the sound of the bell, even before the food came. And that's because their brains had learned to associate the bell with the possibility of reward. And it works the same way with inconsistency. Your brain starts to associate the little signs with the possibility that maybe this time you will finally get the love, attention, reassurance, and consistency that you have been waiting for. And eventually you are not just responding to the person, but you are responding to the possibility of the reward. So you start to hold on to potential instead of the reality. You start chasing the moments when they are good instead of focusing and paying attention to the moments where they are not. And so I wanted to talk about what you can do if someone is inconsistent with you. Just briefly, guys. For starters, you can stop focusing on who they could be, okay? Stop it. Throw potential out the window for 2026 and start paying attention to who they consistently are, and stop making excuses for patterns that keep hurting you. Stop confusing occasional effort with real consistency and ask yourself this: if nothing else changed, if they remained exactly how they are today, would this really be enough for you? Because love is not supposed to feel confusing all the time. It's not supposed to make you question where you stand, or make you feel like you're begging for the bare minimum or waiting for someone to finally be consistent. No. Healthy love feels safe, it feels steady, it feels clear, it feels consistent. And sometimes the hardest part is admitting that what you've been calling love is actually inconsistency wrapped in hope. You see, clarity is recognizing the difference between someone who truly loves you and someone who's just giving you enough to keep you attached. And stability is choosing not to build your peace around someone else's unpredictability. And so, guys, this is what I wanted to say for today. And like always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, just leave them in the comment section. I'll get to them. And until next time, guys, bye.